it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
What? 180!
54 miles. Double dog, that's the way. Check it back, Wide, get wide. Slam.
On first down, Abraham. He'll have a first down past the 40. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already and another first and 10.
Whip. Watch the whip. Bang.
76, tell him. 76.
Check 26. He's coming. Double up. He's coming, double up. Check.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, lift.
From the gun, here's Gone. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off near the 32, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now a handoff looking right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brissett. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 26.
Pardon me, sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Big stop, let's go. Wait, watch twins.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Hey, hold on. Hey, we got the ball. Let's box. Check three.
On third down, Brissett. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And his kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play.
There he goes, right side, and all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season, and the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches. There's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Brissett, eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it, and he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll run for the Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Brissett, and that's complete to Huff. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now Johnson. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And some space here. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now a first down throw, gone. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Gone. Hey, right on cue, they set up the screen and complete it. Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They took your advice from a bit earlier, tried the screen, but that one, it was covered up pretty well.
They did a nice job on it, but I still think it was the right idea. Probably just a block or two away from making it work.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Mike 51. Drop deep. Check. He's coming. We got double up. Check 37. Check 12. Check 3. 51 to Mike.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Switch.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Under 10, 10.
Yes, sir.
49, check 49. Check 52.
Hard ball.
Third and long. It's gone. Flush to his right. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. It gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. On 2nd and 1, Brissett. James has got it. Complete. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
You must be dreaming.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Ship.
All right, let's go. Set.
They'll run on 1st down. Abraham. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, kill.
Check.
Super.
Check. Kill.
Now a give, right side. Abraham. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Here we go. 180. Hold on. Check.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Coming this way. Here we go. Rush in.
DC.
Check 25. Check. Lucky. 36.
They'll try the air now with Gall. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Deshaun Hand in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. A shotgun snap for Gone. And he's going to go down again. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long offense. It's going to be a long day. Mike 50.
Out of the gun, Brissett. He'll get this into the hands of Travis Fulgham. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down. Here comes the Lions punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
2nd and 7 at the 7-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run, watch the run. Shoot. Back. Hey, lift.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Check 4. Hey, watch it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check.
They toss to Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Goff. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he can vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Hey, watch the slant. Joker. Pick the edge. Come.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Taking it about the 36. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play, and it's a second down. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Man, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that. And
they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 39. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Set, ready, get ready, check 53.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now it's gone. Flushed out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Brissett escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You draw corporate.
Check three. Shoot. Check.
We're good. Hey, kill. Hey, zoom.
Gone. This is the tight end fan. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, let's go. Go ground. 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 Hey, echo. 54.
Now Goff on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Stanley. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Obama.
Mike 51. I'm trying to collect.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff gets it off to Freeman. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown on the season as they are able to cut into that lead. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Back to throw, Goff. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So just over 90 seconds to play, and this would figure to be about as critical as it gets here. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. And they just about had to get that recovery to have any chance. They only have 1 timeout. You look at the clock. Now, let's do the math here, Charles. This one's pretty much over.
Yeah, we do have a chart here, don't we, that tells us about the timeouts.
You do. I'm not as smart as you.
And in looking at it, you're exactly right. Chart's not going to help them here at all. They're pretty much done at this stage. They had to have that recovery.
And to give this time to the tailback. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Pressure comes as he gets this one away. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Lions, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Denver, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.